Round one.
A game that deserves some time in the spotlight is Ivy the Kiwi for the Nintendo Wii, developed by Prope and is the brainchild of Yuji Naka, also known as the father of Sonic the Hedgehog. Ivy the Kiwi is a platformer with a special twist. Instead of controlling the kiwi bird, you control vines to help guide Ivy to the goal, collecting feathers along the way and avoiding obstacles and various enemies. The object is to lead the bird to her lost mother through a tricky 100-level journey. The gameplay will remind many of Kirby Canvas Curse for the Nintendo DS. Ivy is constantly moving right or left unless something is blocking her. You draw lines with the Wii remote to help her onto ledges, avoid spikes, destroy blocks, and defeat enemies. The multiplayer modes offer competitive mode and co-op mode, and the single-player mode offers the main game where the levels are played in order, and another mode allows you to choose any stage you have previously cleared in order to get a better time and completion rate. Ivy the Kiwi features very animated graphics, similar to a novel come to life. Very crisp and very well detailed. The difficulty can be quite a pain, mainly due to the Wii remote controls not being as good as they could have been. Motion Plus would have been perfect for this. On their own though, the controls are not perfect, but they are good enough to get you through with timing and patience. The music is great. Lots of tunes that are sure to get stuck in your head. I, for one, got the soundtrack myself. The game is short, but an overall fun experience. Now you'll notice the title has a question mark at the end of it. No spoilers, except that Ivy has a secret, which is revealed if you make it to the end of the game and watch the ending. The game also saw a DS version, which is essentially the same, aside from the way you control Ivy. There was also a release titled Ivy the Kiwi Mini for the DSiWare and WiiWare, which only has 50 levels as opposed to 100. Ivy the Kiwi is a game that offers a moderate challenge for an affordable price. It's available now, and I'd recommend it if you want to kill a few hours with a game that has a style that isn't too common in games today.
Round two.
There will be no stopping. It's when you go harder than somebody, man. This right here is domination. This here what you call domination. It's a combination of skill and concentration. So rise to the occasion, do something amazing. Cause anything that I do, I dominate it. This here what you call domination. It's a combination of skill and concentration. So rise to the occasion, do something amazing. Cause anything that I do, I dominate it. I'm stronger, go harder, I'm a monster.
THQ finally gets off their asses and delivers a fun WWE game. WWE All-Stars for the Xbox 360, released March 29th, combines arcade-style action with a surprisingly deep combat system. Now let me say right now that SmackDown vs. Raw bores me to death. Sorry guys, the last SmackDown game I truly enjoyed and had a blast with was Here Comes the Pain for the PS2. THQ producer Sal DeVita, who's well known for his work in games such as Mortal Kombat, throws out the stamina system and reminds us older gamers of titles that combine a fighting game with a wrestling game, in the vein of Saturday Night Slam Masters, WrestleMania the arcade game, the Kinnikuman series, and the Def Jam series. The game plays more like a fighter than anything else. Each player has a life bar, a finisher meter, and a power move bar. You'll notice right away that the characters look absolutely ridiculous, in the best way possible. Each character looks like an action figure with extremely exaggerated physiques. The moves are what brings the excitement factor to the max, as each move is so over the top, giving the game an almost cartoonish style. You have plenty of buttons at your disposal. From weak to strong strikes, grapples, blocking, and running, there are limitless strategies to discover. With a great roster of over 20 wrestlers, including current WWE superstars and legends, you can create your own dream matches or reignite past rivalries. Xbox Live Play is present, along with DLC characters to be released in the near future. Now, me personally, I was hoping for some Yokozuna, but instead we got Mark Henry. Meh. The counter system in this game is fantastic. When striking, you and a friend can reverse each other's strikes all night long if you both have precise timing. It is so much fun. Nearly every move in the game can be countered, providing insanely competitive matches. Fantasy Warfare mode is where you go to unlock the hidden wrestlers. and try out some pre-made dream matches. Path of Champions mode is somewhat of a story mode with a path of matches to go through. Though the gameplay is deep, the modes and content, however, are lacking. Only a small handful of arenas, match types, and options make the content seem a bit bare. No Royal Rumble, no traditional tag team mode, and the Extreme Rules match lacking tables and ladders. What gives, THQ? Seriously. Now, the worst part for me is the Creator Wrestler mode. It's frankly a joke. WWF Attitude for the PS1 had a deeper cost system. You can't select a custom moveset, can't select an entrance, well, your own custom entrance at least, and the attire and character mod options are pretty limited as well. But there's surprisingly a lot of depth in the eyebrow customization, which makes no sense to me. The game has minor bugs here and there. I've had the game freeze on me during loading screens twice, and my personal favorite, once during a Fantasy Warfare cage match between Jimmy Snuka and Kane, my friend who was playing fell off the top of the cage to the outside during a collision with the opponent, and the match was still going. And he rolled back into the ring through the cage. Yeah, you heard that right. It was hilarious. Also, who in the hell thought Jimmy Snuka versus Kane would be considered a dream match? What do these two have to do with each other? What, the fact that they both killed their girlfriends? I think only the smart wrestling fans will get that reference. Moving along, I haven't tried the PS3 version, but I have played the Wii version, and it is frankly a bastardized disgrace if you have played the 360 version prior. I won't even get into it too much. All I'll say is, only purchase it if you don't own the other two consoles, because it's nothing more than a direct port of the PSP version. I am not even kidding. Once again, us Wii owners are shafted. Though WWE All-Stars lacks in content, and it has very minor flaws, the gameplay itself is well worth the price of the game. I played with a friend for hours, and neither one of us got bored for a single second. There's so much to discover in the gameplay, you'll likely find yourself figuring out new techniques far down the line. If you want an American wrestling game that doesn't feel like a wrestling game, is not SmackDown vs. Raw, and you love over-the-top, cheesy, insane arcade-style action like I do, then you will love and play the hell out of WWE All-Stars.
Final round.
Next up is Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Nintendo Wii, developed by Good Feel and HAL Laboratory, released October 14th, 2010. I'll be reviewing the Japanese version of the game, since I got it early. This Kirby title is the first Kirby platform game released on a home console since Kirby 64 back in 2000. Originally conceived as a new IP starring a character named Prince Fluff, titled Fluff of Yarn, Nintendo later proposed that the game be changed and released as a Kirby game. Prince Fluff was not removed from the final product, however, and became the character that the second player can control at any given time. Unlike previous Kirby titles, you no longer have the ability to inhale enemies and swallow them to steal their abilities. The world is designed to look like animated yarn, cloth, and textiles. Kirby uses a whip-like attack to unravel enemies, or pick them up and throw them. He can no longer float in the air by holding his breath either. Instead, he turns into a parachute and glides down. Now there is also a ground pound attack, and tapping forward twice transforms Kirby into a car, which takes the place of him running. The objective of Kirby's Epic Yarn is to find 3 treasure chests and medals in each one of the levels, in order to unlock items to furnish apartments, which in turn allows you to play challenge stages. These stages consist of various trials, which give you more furniture, fabric, and other items upon successful completion. There's also a store where you could purchase fabrics and purchase different furniture to furnish your apartment as well as the apartment of the other tenants. You can collect beads, which help you gain medals, and the beads count as your health. Now the biggest complaint I hear about this game is the fact that there are no health or lives. Simply put, you cannot die in this game. Now, does that mean that the game is a walk in the park? Absolutely not. The challenge lies in the completion rate, and collecting as many beads as possible. When Kirby is damaged, instead of losing a speck of health, you lose beads. This proves to be difficult later in the game, as getting through a level without losing any beads can be quite a tough accomplishment. In place of abilities, Kirby has transformations. These include a race car, fire truck, dolphin, giant robot, and many others. These new additions are quite welcome in my opinion, except for the train. The train sucks. Moving along, the game has plenty of levels to explore, with many familiar faces showing up along the way, as well as some familiar tunes from classic Kirby games. And to all the die-hard fans out there who haven't played this yet, yes, King DDD is indeed in the game, as is Meta Knight. Spoilers, I guess. The graphics are so amazing. I have never seen a game animated like this before, and I think it was a brilliant choice on the part of the creators. With many ways to interact with the levels, pulling strings and moving various parts of the stages aside provides a lot of originality. The controls are perfect, not a single issue there, so I won't even get into it. You control Kirby NES style with the Wii remote held on its side. The music is probably my favorite of any Kirby game ever. Every single piece is done with such skill and attention to detail. Each song sounds like a classical music score, and it's clear that each one was created with real instruments. Sure, you can't die. Big deal, but the game is still a challenge. Getting 100% completion rate takes patience and skill, and offers much replayability. Now, we may not ever see another Kirby game like this one, as the next Kirby game slated for the Nintendo Wii is supposed to return Kirby to his platforming roots with the ability to inhale and get abilities. Well, if we don't see another Kirby game like this one, I really recommend picking up a copy and enjoying it for what it really is, an original work of art and a damn fun game. Hope to see you all back here for episode 5. Until next time, game on.